Good morning. The video of Prince Harry talking to the charity Scottish Little Soldiers was released today. It is deeply moving, and it highlights his sincere commitment to supporting bereaved military families. And he's the patron of this charity. He was engaging in a heartfelt conversation with Nicky Scott, who ends up giving him a hug. Well, why not? I mean, the whole point is hashtag give Harry a hug. It's on the mugs. It's in your heart. It's there in the news, and so much of the news is anti-Harry, and unreasonably so. I'm unashamedly pro-Harry, and Nicky Scott is the founder of Scottish Little Soldiers. And during the discussion, Harry shared his personal insights on grief, reflecting his own experiences after the loss of his mother, Princess Diana, when he was just 12 years old. And you remember all those scenes of him following the cortege on foot with his brother, his father, and his uncle, and indeed his grandfather. In the video, Harry expresses the importance of not suppressing emotions, especially for children. Talking about loved ones, celebrating their lives, he says, can significantly aid the healing process. And he reassured bereaved families that it's not necessary to remain sad to prove that their love was genuine and that they are genuinely remembering those they have lost. It's a message that should advocate strongly with those who are who are encouraging mental health. And Scottish Little Soldiers, founded by Nicky Scott and her husband, Corporal Lee Scott, who was killed in Afghanistan in 2009, I think. It's dedicated to supporting children who have lost a parent who has served in the British Armed Forces. And the charity provides access to emotional support, to development opportunities and community activities to help these children cope with their loss. And the release of the video today coincides with Armed Forces Day, underscoring the Duke of Sussex's ongoing efforts to raise awareness and support for the charity's mission. His involvement aims to increase the charity's visibility, attract more funding, expand its reach to assist more families dealing with the profound impact of military bereavement. And I think it's a subject and a charity whose message should resonate around the world at a time when there is so much military activity and so much loss of life and corresponding stress passed on to the families of the soldiers who have died. Not only soldiers, of course, but also civilians who have died in armed conflict. And, one thinks particularly of the big battlegrounds at the moment in Gaza, in Ukraine, in Yemen, in Lebanon, in Syria, the forgotten war. And, something has to be called out to change the scenario as Israel now prepares to advance towards engagement with Hezbollah in Lebanon. I think it's if we can find a way to the resolution of national crises by diplomacy, that must be better. But equally, we must support those who have a justified cause, and that support must be unequivocal. there can't be an end. There is no end to the support that we give to others. There isn't a time limit. As people going through grief must know, there is no time limit. It goes on and on until it's done. It doesn't stop us giving advice, and it doesn't stop us interceding. And that message, I think, should be clear to President Putin and to Netanyahu. And we should be using our diplomatic forces to engage with the Kremlin, to engage with Israel, to engage with the Palestinian Authority and with Hamas, and to talk. Talking is important, and talking precedes formal negotiations. Sanctions cut into and prevent talking, and that is one of the reasons why sanctions are so heinous. We need to do something about that attitude, because we seem to have got into the idée fixe that sanctions are positive. They're really not. They only hurt the civilian population, and they have a very slow burn.